Section 6 of creating a contractor ergonomics program to reduce soft tissue injuries among construction workers introduces the steps and resources to make sure that your plans to reduce soft tissue injuries are being implemented, improving safety on your job sites, and becoming formalized throughout your company. The complete program is available on the Best Built Plans Contractor Training Program page at www.bestbuiltplans.org. This contractor program is part of the Best Built Plans program, which includes resources to help you plan and train for safe material handling at each phase of your project to reduce the risk for soft tissue injuries. Whether you start designing your program to work at the project level or across your entire company, your ergonomics program must follow a process improvement method so it can achieve the results you desire, namely to reduce soft tissue injuries and increase worker productivity. Many companies use the Plan, Do, Check, Act model as a means to continuously improve their process and to create their company-level program. The Plan, Do, Check, Act model shown here is a continuous process improvement method. Your company-level ergonomics program should start with developing a plan to address ergonomic hazards to prevent soft tissue injuries as part of your company's overall safety program. It should include your ergonomic policies, goals, and objectives. Then do your plan. Develop the best ergonomic processes, provide workers with ergonomic equipment, and train workers. Then check periodically. Review your program to assess its effectiveness by conducting worksite audits, asking for worker feedback, and reviewing injuries and other indicators. Based on the results from check, you should then act by taking steps to modify the program, retrain workers, and create new activities. By conducting ongoing and final reviews of your projects, a look back, you will be better positioned to identify lessons learned that can be applied to improve future projects. The process improvement method can be repeatedly applied in order to achieve your advanced or comprehensive company-level ergonomics program and reduce the risks of injuries. An important part of this process is understanding and applying the hierarchy of controls for manual materials handling shown on this and the next slide. This slide shows the most effective way to reduce risk. There are a number of solutions and controls, but some reduce the risk better than others. The types of controls at the top of the triangle are the best, while the controls at the bottom are the least effective. Eliminating the hazard or substitution that reduces the hazard in the task are the best controls. Engineering controls generally use equipment to reduce risk. Scheduling, or what is more commonly called administrative controls, shares the work between workers. Usually your foreman or superintendent must authorize using this solution. Work practice controls use the best methods to perform the tasks. Examples include using safe lifting techniques or team lifts. PPE and other protective measures is the lowest control that offers the smallest benefit. Examples include knee pads or stretching exercises. If you have no other option, stretching exercises may be useful. This graphic shows how these controls are addressed at different stages of construction process and examples of the types of people in the organization to involve. The highest levels of control, elimination, and substitution and engineering must be determined early during the bidding and pre-job stage and involve the estimators, project managers, supervisors, and suppliers. While engineering controls can be revisited once work is underway, it's important to plan and budget for them at the bidding stage. As you move down the hierarchy to administrative, these controls are determined during the pre-job and on-the-job stages and involve the project manager, supervisor, and workers. Work practices are determined on the job and involve the project manager, trainer, supervisor, and workers. The lowest level of the hierarchy, PPE and other protective measures, is also determined during the on-the-job stage of construction and involves the project managers, supervisors, and workers. As you move down the hierarchy, the effectiveness of the controls decreases. So only controlling manual material handling risks during the on-the-job stage of construction is least effective. How can contractors, including smaller companies who are new to planning around ergonomics, get started using the Plan, Do, Check, Act model and applying the hierarchy of controls to each project stage listed on this slide? The process works the same for large and small size contractors, but will likely start at the project level before working into a more advanced plan. The Best Built Plans program that I mentioned earlier and will touch on more later has resources contractors of all sizes can use to develop their plan. Here is a generic example. For your own plan, you would want to specify the material and the lifting equipment and/or work practices to be used. At the bid stage, lifting a heavy load to install is identified, so the bid included funds for the solution to use lifting equipment and team lifts to move the material. During the pre-job stage, the plan is reviewed and updated so steps are in place to ensure the lifting equipment will be delivered to the project when needed, and all workers are trained on using the equipment and team lifting. The team lift should be the focus of a toolbox talk or a hands-on demonstration exercise from the Best Built Plans worker training program. During the on-the-job phase, the work is monitored on a regularly scheduled basis to check that the equipment is available on site and accessible, workers are using the lifting equipment and proper team lifting, and all workers are trained. Daily or weekly checklists completed and any documentation on training should be returned to your office. The last stage is the review or look back. The plan, checklists, and other documentation are reviewed to assess how well the plan was implemented. The results are discussed with employees and input is solicited to help find solutions for areas where there was low compliance, so the lessons learned can be used on future projects. The Best Built Plans program has resources contractors of all sizes can use to plan for safe materials handling at each project stage to reduce the risk for soft tissue injuries. The full program includes interactive training and coaching resources and is available to download to your PC or as an app for Apple and Android devices. The planning resources plus additional training and educational materials to use with your employees are also available directly online and in English or Spanish. The Best Built Plans planning tool includes resources and ways to involve everyone in your company, including your employees and trainers, in reducing soft tissue injuries. Some of the materials and resources were specifically designed to help you develop your project level plan, and others were designed to help you implement it. In addition to information on the benefits of reducing manual materials handling, the planning tool includes questions to consider and steps to take at each project stage, weights of common building materials, an example of storage options and equipment to reduce the risk when lifting and moving materials. In addition, there are spreadsheets and checklists to help you develop your bid and track what will be needed once work is awarded and underway. And finally, there are training materials that can be used on the job, in a class, or by the workers on their own. There is also a video in English and Spanish that walks you through how to create and implement a project-level plan. This slide shows some of the resources to use with your employees. The images on the left show a hazard alert card, toolbox talk, and examples of infographics that can be used as reminders or posters on the job. The toolbox talk includes a QR code that links to the 2 free smartphone games, Lift Coach Plan Your Lift and Lift Coach Plan Your Route, shown on the right side of your screen. Both games were designed to reinforce safe practices. They can be used in a class, or employers can encourage employees to play them after conducting the toolbox talk on safe lifting practices. The games may not appeal to all workers. The idea is to tap into generations of workers who grew up playing video games and learning online. All of these and other Best Built Plans resources are free and available in English and Spanish. Other organizations have also developed planning resources that can be purchased, such as the ANSI A10.1 standard. This ends Section 6 on making continuous process improvements as you develop and work towards a company-wide ergonomics program. Section 7 discusses the important connection between preventing painful injuries and preventing opioid addictions.